Hello and welcome to Hands for Healing again. I'm Sue Rigby, and with me for the third time is Nicki, who is sharing her fibromyalgia experience. Nicki's had 2 sessions of Quantum Touch so far. How have you been since the last session, Nicki?
Now, I've noticed my energy levels have been better. I actually attempted a bike ride yesterday for the first time in over a year, so that was good. Although today I've woken up again, lots and lots of pain, because I think just because I'm not used to using those muscles as well.
Yeah.
So a bit of kind of normal muscle ache as well as the fibro there. But no, other than that, my stomach issues have still been a bit hit and miss.
Right.
Nothing, not as bad as they were the first week.
Good.
They're still a bit
Yes.
Not quite right. Head's been fine, but I had one of my weird earlier today, just before our session that refused to work. I had like I always describe it as though, you know, when your blood sugar drops and you become very almost faint and very shaky. I get that quite a lot, and I feel as though my mouth is stuck in place.
Yeah.
And I've not had an episode like that for a long time, and I had that just before the call earlier today. So that was yeah. But other than that, there's been nothing. My sleep's been fine, you know.
Did you manage to sleep all right the night you had the session, because you had quite a long snooze during that?
Oh, I know. No, I think I went to bed later, but then again, I woke up later the next morning. So
yes.
But yes, I've actually remembered to bring my phone to remind me to wake up this time.
Perfect. Oh, shall we do your scores then?
Yes.
Okay. Your hips, how are they?
I would probably say about a 6 at the moment.
Okay. Your lower back?
It's near 8 or 9. I'm struggling to stand at the moment.
Okay. Your shoulders?
Fine, actually. Probably 1 to 2.
Oh, that's good. Okay. Your hands?
Probably a 3 to 4. They're a bit sore and crampy today.
Okay. Your wrists?
Fine, 0.
Okay. Your feet?
2 to 3. Quite a bit of stiffness, and it's slight pain in the right foot.
Okay. And your ankles?
Ankles are fine, so 0.
Okay. So your energy levels have been much better.
Yes.
So last week you started off with your fatigue at a 3 to a 4. What would you say it is now?
Probably about the same.
Okay.
Not too bad, but it's definitely better than it has been.
Okay. Sleep problems then? You mentioned that you're sleeping a bit better.
Yes, much better at the moment. I feel rested. Actually, I feel like I'm actually getting restful sleep rather than just, because sometimes when I wake up in the morning, I feel as though even if I've had sort of 8 hours, I feel like I've had none, but I'm actually going to sleep, staying asleep, and then waking up.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's nice to know. Yeah, that must be very nice for you.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah. What about your speech difficulty, your memory?
No, I've not had to use it as much because I've been on annual leave, so I've not had to use it as much. Speech, I've had a few issues over the past few days where I'm saying the wrong words for things. Like earlier, I went to pick up a tea towel and I called it a flannel. So it was like it's almost like the similar use, but I couldn't quite retrieve the right word.
Yes.
So I've had a few episodes of that, or where I've almost stopped talking and I physically can't get the words out, and it just stopped, and I just feel like they're just stuck here. Okay. So I've had a couple of those this week, but yeah, not well, yeah, But it's probably middling, a middle ground. It's not the worst I've been, but it's not great this week.
Okay. And you said your headaches were fine.
Headaches, no headaches.
Okay. Your IBS has been a little bit of an issue. What score would you give that?
Probably about a 7.
Okay. How's your grip been?
Okay, actually. Yeah, it's not too bad. So probably a 4 to 5.
Okay. And your vision and dry eyes, that type of thing?
Dry eyes I've been getting, but the farmer's just cut his fields outside my house. So again, I'm not quite sure if that's because I do suffer with hay fever. So a little bit, but nothing, like they're a bit achy, but they're not, it's not horrendous. But again, I've been off the computer as well, so that's going to have helped.
Yes. Okay. What about anxiety and your heart racing? You mentioned that.
Yeah, no palpitations at all, which has been fantastic, because sometimes it just feels, you almost get to the point of a panic attack because it feels like you're out of control of it. I've not had one episode at all this week, which has been great. I'm still having the anxious thoughts, but I'm not having the physical symptoms to go with it.
Yeah.
So, but I can control that, like with the thoughts and things. So
Perfect. So how, after the first 2 weeks, do you see that there's some kind of improvement?
I'd say so. I feel more able. It's like, I know it sounds really silly, but especially during lockdown, I really struggled to actually physically get out of the house, because with my anxiety and depression as well as the fibro, my automatic reaction is to turn into a hermit. So lockdown was like my best friend, because I really liked it, because I had to legally do what I really wanted to do anyway. But now I'm feeling it's like I was able to take my dog out for a walk and play with her for a little bit. I was able to go on a bike ride with my son, which like I said, I've not done in over a year. So I've got those, I don't know, it's almost, it's my energy. I just feel I've actually got some energy now. So I'm just trying to make sure I don't do too much so that it knocks me backwards. But I can feel that there is definitely a difference. There's a lot more almost get up and go about me at the moment. So yeah.
Whereas it had got up and gone before.
Exactly. I was at that point where it was just, all I wanted to do was just lie in bed, and which is actually not a good thing for the fibromyalgia, because you do need to move. But yeah, I gotten to that point where I could have easily just kind of carried on, just stayed there and refused and things. So no, it's definitely had a positive impact.
Perfect. Okay, so we're making some progress, and we'll see what further progress you make over the next few weeks then. Okay.
Good.
It's time for our session. Your next half hour of Quantum Touch. You'd like to make yourself comfortable, and we will do that, and we'll restart the video after that.
Perfect.
Here we go. And here we are again. Nicki's rejoined us. How was that this time, Nicki?
I felt it was my legs again this time, went not in an uncomfortable way, but they almost went as though I was being pulled down by gravity, sort of from my waist down. I could move, but I just felt as though I was almost stuck in place. But again, there was no pain or anything with it, which was nice. Again, I must have been going to sleep again, because I had a lot of almost thoughts, really bizarre thoughts going through my head, and it was almost jumping one to the other, just like really odd things. But then when the phone went off, I didn't realise that I wasn't aware of what was going on around me, which was a bit odd. But no, just very, very relaxed, very, yeah, just very, very nice. I didn't have any of the kind of falling feelings this time at all. That I didn't get that at all. It was mainly that in my legs I could feel, well, I could feel nothingness, but you know what I mean? It's almost that heaviness, almost like when you've been lying on your arm or something in your sleep. That is similar to that.
Wow. Okay. Different every time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's because you're unique, and each session is unique for you. What you feel in a session can be different between each session, but what somebody else with the same condition might feel is probably going to be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay, we'll do the scores on the doors. How are your hips now?
Probably a 3 to 4.
Okay, so they've gone down a little. Your lower back?
That feels much better actually. That's probably around a 5.
Okay, that's good. Shoulders?
Yeah, again, same. No, not really anything. So a
Okay.
1.
Okay. Your hands?
Oh, they feel really good actually. So yeah, probably a 1 to 2 for them.
Okay, lovely. And your wrists?
0 still. They're fine.
Okay. And your feet?
Yeah, that pain's gone on my right side. It was on the side of the foot, so they're probably at a 1 now.
Excellent. And your ankles? Are they still okay?
Yeah, still 0. They're fine.
All right. Most of the other questions are more for review over the really with how things have been with your fatigue and your sleep and everything else. So that's this week's session done. I'll say thank you again. This is really interesting, and I really am grateful to you for sharing this with everybody.
Thanks for letting me do it.
Yes. So I'll say goodbye to you and thank you, and we will see everybody next week.
Perfect.
Thanks.